Hello there. Another entry in my vlog. As you can see, we had quite a cold night. They forecasted -13. I opened the door and there was no sound in my exhaust, and therefore I expect an error on my dash. Okay, there's no error. That's interesting. That is interesting, I must say. Right. The life of an RS as a daily driver. The whole car is frozen. This is the advantage of having quick clear. You don't need to spend time with the car. Wow, it's cold. Yeah, let's turn on the steering wheel heater. Wow, this is cold. The whole gearbox frozen, everything. As you can see, it's quite frozen outside as well. So if the computer shows -8, the ground pretty much is colder. I guess my idea for Friday, when I get my head gasket fixed, to put my Super Sport is not the best one. I will most definitely wait, because on these temperatures the Super Sports will not grip at all, and there's no point in destroying them. This was a tough winter. I'm actually surprised because yesterday we had -4 during the morning. I went down, I turned my car on, and I had a drive mode error because I couldn't hear the flap in my exhaust. Today, when it's colder, I do not have that symptom. I must admit, I did take my car for a spin until the oil was at optimal temperature, so I kind of drove 45 minutes, national roads and a bit of highway. And when I parked the car, it was nicely warm, but for some reason this morning there was no condensation, there was nothing in order for the flap to freeze, which is a good thing. But what surprises me as well is, how did Ford test this? Because there you go, the life of a daily driver, Ford Focus RS. As you can see, it's packed all the way to the intersection. This is pretty much what my car has to endure when school holidays are not officially on the calendar. So I'm lucky if I hit the highway and I drive 90. So it's going to be a nice 45 minutes like this, bumper to bumper. Which is quite sad, because you don't buy such a car to torture it like this. as a consequence, during weekends I make sure I take it out to stretch its legs, because 5 times a week, stop, go, it's kind of torture on the car. Coming back to the point of testing in colder climates, I'm quite interested how Ford decided to greenlight this flap, because there was a part of their making the RS where they were in Scandinavia, and the car did break down, but for other reasons. While I understand the public knows one thing and the real thing is completely different, I wouldn't expect on -8, -10 during the night to have such an interesting symptom. I mean, I do recommend not panic. The car fixes itself, so to speak. You drive 5 minutes, you pull over, you start again, and then all the drive modes are available. Sure, this is a bit of an inconvenience because other manufacturers do not have this issue, but this should have been approached differently in my view, from Ford, of course. I will stop the